One thing we need to talk about is multiplying rational numbers, these negative decimal numbers. So first thing I like to do is look at my sign. What will my sign be? I have a negative times a negative, which is a positive, and a positive number times a negative number will be a negative number. So I know my answer will be negative, and I'm not going to worry about the signs anymore. My answer is negative. All right, so let's multiply 1 and 9/10 times 4.5. Let's talk about a reasonable answer too. If I round 1 and 9/10 up, it will be 2. 2 times 4.5 is 9. So a reasonable answer is 9. So that will help you with your decimal placement as well. All right, so let's just multiply. 5 times 9 is 45. So we carry our 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, I'm not worrying about any decimals right now. I'm not going to worry about them until the end. All right, so we are moving over to a place value. So we need to account for that place value by adding a 0. 4 times 9 is 36. So I carry my 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Add them up. So I know my answer, we just made a reasonable answer, is around 9. So if I put my decimal here, 85 is not around 9. 855 is not around 9. This is a reasonable place to put my decimal. And it makes sense. You guys talked about two place values, so that'd be 8 and 55 hundredths. So now we're going to take 8 and 55 hundredths and multiply it by 5 and 2/10. You do not have to line your decimals up when you multiply. All right, so let's talk about a reasonable answer real quick. If we round this up, we've got 9 times maybe about 5. 9 times 5 is 45. A reasonable answer would be around 45. So let's multiply. 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11, carry my 1. 5 times 2 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Now we are moving a place value, so we need to account for that. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. And 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 would be 42. Add it up. Sorry, 7 plus 7 is 14. Carry my 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. We've got 4. Now we said a reasonable answer was around 45. So this is where my decimal would go if a reasonable answer is around 45. And that also makes sense. I have 3 digits behind the decimal, and if we move 3 decimal places, 3 place values, my answer would be 44 and 46 hundredths. Now, it's not positive, so I have to come back up here where I put my final answer. It will be negative 44 and 46 hundredths. Hopefully this was just a review, but we have added positive and negative signs in here. All right, let's talk about dividing decimals real quick. 33 and 33 hundredths divided by negative 6 hundredths. Let's go ahead and take care of our sign. A positive number divided by a negative number will always be a negative number. So I want to rewrite this. I want to get rid of the decimals. I hate dividing with decimals. So we're going to write an equivalent fraction. Actually, I'm not going to worry about the signs anymore because I've already taken care of it. So let's get rid of the decimals. If I multiply by 100, I will move my place value over to the right 2 places. I can also multiply by 100. If I multiply by 100 over 100, I'm really multiplying by 1 whole. So I've not changed the value of this fraction, this problem at all. So that's 3,333 divided by 606. And these are equivalent. We talked about equivalent ratios at the beginning of the year. 3,333 divided by 606 is equivalent to 33 and 33 hundredths divided by 6 and 6 hundredths. So now let's just divide these. Set up our division problem. Our numerator always goes underneath our division bar, 606. So how many times does 606 go into 3,333? I'm thinking about 5 times. I can round this to about 600. We've got about 3,000, so I'm thinking 5 times. So 5 times 606, 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 6 is 30. I think that's right. Subtract. So I've got 303. So now that was ones. I have 5 ones. So now we need to go into the tens place. So I add on my decimal. Let's bring down the 0. And I've got 3,030. Well, that's exactly what I just did. We knew it went 5 times. So 5 times 606 gives me 3,030. So I'm done. So my answer is -5.5.